All right, welcome back to another episode of the Great Perspective, where we talk politics, family, sports, mainly sports, and everything in between. We want to thank you. We hope that you subscribe, like, and follow us. We see that some of you are viewing, but let's get those subscribe buttons. Let's hit those subscribe buttons. Get those subscribes up. But we're gonna get right into it. Talking sports. Uh, let's get into that this week coming up week and NFL. What you got on the NFL? I know which game you're talking about and want to talk about, but what you got?
All right. Hello, viewers. Uh, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button. Hit that share button. But this week 6 in the NFL. Um, like I say, this season here has a lot of parity. Um, but you do have some big games this week. You got 49ers 4-1 going into Tampa Bay. They with the Bucks 4-1. We're gonna see what that is. And then you got the Chiefs. We got Detroit going to Kansas City. The Chiefs just came off an unexpected loss to Jacksonville. They can't afford to lose to Detroit at home. Because if they do, the season is over. Ain't no more miracle Patrick Mahomes. And then my personal game that I'm going to watch at 1 o'clock is the Cowboys going to Carolina. It ain't really a big game, but, I just want to see how long Dak can prolong this MVP type play he been displaying lately. And
All right.
viewers, stay tuned. We got some breaking news from the NCAA concerning college football, basketball, everything.
Let's get into
But
it. Let's get into the Chiefs game. What you think?
with the Chiefs game,
Yeah, I think it's over.
you think Detroit gonna go in there and end their
Yeah,
season?
yeah, yeah. Detroit is another Jacksonville. Detroit is another Bucks team. Detroit, it's only a few teams. Dallas could be that team, but they don't have the defense. But Detroit, the Bucks, um, I can see, I can see them up, beating Kansas City.
What's your thoughts on the 49ers and the Bucks going head to head
I'm taking the
in
Bucks
Tampa Bay?
because I got the Bucks at home on that one. Baker Mayfield looking like it's like he renewed his career. He's proven everybody wrong, and sometimes it's not the player, it's the system.
Yes.
And you put somebody in the right system, and he got some weapons, and everything is just clicking.
And
And
to piggyback off what you just said, other than that, the second place MVP candidate, which is a shock to even me, is Daniel Jones. He got Indiana playing phenomenal, but when he was in the Giants, he looked like a
couldn't do nothing.
bust.
Yeah,
But like you said, you put the right person in the right system, and you will see a completely different person. So, based on Daniel Jones and the previous quarterbacks coming out of New York, it might be that system they got in New York. Because Daniel Jones leading the league in scoring, leading all quarterbacks in rushing. Daniel Jones acting a fool, putting up 44 points a game.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, those are just my teams. I know. I think they're gonna go deep in the playoffs. Well, Detroit and the Bucks, they have to see each other in the playoffs. So eventually,
Yeah,
if they
both
go
yeah,
deep playoffs, depending on how the brackets play out and all that, because they could end up playing each other and knock each other out. So it just depends on how everything play out. But
I believe the only way Tampa Bay and Detroit see each other in the playoffs is in the NFC Championship game. Because Detroit
yeah,
more than likely gonna win their division. Tampa Bay
yeah,
gonna win their division. So they're not gonna see each
definitely.
other in the first rounds. They're gonna have to meet
No,
in the NFC Championship. Because both
yeah,
of them gonna be division winners, in my opinion. But Green Bay got
yeah,
something
yeah.
to say about that.
Green Bay, yeah, they could. They'll be there at the end. But we just have to see. I think I definitely though in that game you're talking about, I got Tampa Bay and I got Detroit in both those games.
Okay.
I said it before in one other episode, and I've said this many times. Talking to people that Detroit is that team that they've been knocking at the door for the last 3-4 years. And I think they finally ready. They got everything they need. They finally ready. Everybody stay healthy. You might see them at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But what
But
you what
that
you think?
and the Dallas Carolina game, that's mainly entertainment. So I'm not going to bore the watchers with that. I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight
Well,
into.
no, because hold up. We can't ignore that because I was looking at some report and Dallas got a couple key players that won't be in that game. See, that's your team. You know what I'm saying? Cowboys, and my team was Carolina, and this would be the third meeting in the last 4 years because we played each other. We beat y'all at home in Carolina. No, we beat y'all at home, I think, and then we didn't play y'all. And then last year y'all beat us. This year I expect y'all to win the game. But the game could change because y'all got some key players that's out. What's y'all boy? The punt returner?
Yeah, but the key players are playing, and that's Dak Prescott, Pickens. Yeah, like Stephen A. Smith said, this time of year every team is loaded with injuries, but the great coaches make it through it. And I believe we can get through that game. That's why I didn't elaborate on it. Now I had some key players went out, like
I just
Pickens
said
or
y'all got
Dak.
key players.
Huh?
Y'all got players. Y'all got key. When I say key players, y'all got players that, yeah, you got Pickens and Dak in the game, but you got key players that takes away from our defensive coordinator have to, man, what is his name? The dude, oh man, his name slipped my mind. The punt returner. But anyway, he
Yeah.
won't be playing. But
Okay.
he won't be playing. When those you missing, it's like it's like Kansas City. They can have number 87, but just say the one receiver, Worthy, he not playing. You get what I'm saying? You can have your certain pieces, but when certain key pieces of your offense or your special teams not playing, now our defense can change. And maybe we can match up better. That's what I'm getting at. We can match up better because you won't have certain pieces.
Oh yeah. You know, the NFL is any given Sunday. You know, a winless team can beat an undefeated team. It's the NFL. All of them world-class athletes. So, you know, Dallas not going to go in there disrespecting Carolina. But, you know, but another game that got emphasis is the Thursday night game, which is tomorrow night. Philly and the Giants playing in New York. And that's a division game. And Philly is highly favored. But the Giants is dangerous at home. You see what happened with them in Kansas City. So
Yeah. But you know, I still take Philly in that one. And Saquon, you know, he'll be glad to rush for 120
oh
on
yeah,
his own team.
the same way you see with Stephon Diggs did the Buffalo when you know, he played for New England now. He went to Buffalo and almost had 200 yards receiving. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Buffalo got rid of him. And I think Saquon Barkley going back to New York going to do the same thing. Going to act a fool.
Yeah.
But switching up to the college football, you know, the game, and it's coming on late. You know, South Carolina LSU. That game got big playoff implications. That game got South Carolina could win and knock LSU out the playoffs. LSU could beat South Carolina and knock them out the playoffs. So whoever loses this game is out the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
And this
South Carolina
is
can afford to lose the game because it'll be 3 losses.
Yeah.
So they can't afford that. But
no.
If they beat LSU, they can make a statement. And this is in Death Valley. So if they beat,
that right there could put if South Carolina pull that win off, that'll put them back in the top 25 because it's in Death Valley.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And they'll be coming off 2 wins?
Yeah, against SEC teams, not out of conference teams. 2 SEC wins because we beat Kentucky, and if we beat LSU, that'll be back-to-back SEC wins. And then you got to go to the next game, Ohio State and Illinois. I think that's a dangerous game for number 1 ranked Ohio State. They got to play number 7 Illinois. They 5-1, but they got a defense. And when you got a defense, you stand a chance against anybody. But I want to ask what you think about that other game, Alabama and Missouri. You know, Missouri 5-0, but Alabama's on a roll right now. But they're going to play in Missouri. What you think about that?
That's going to be a tough one because Alabama, they on a roll, but Missouri, like you said, undefeated. They're trying to show, they like Vanderbilt trying to show that they belong. Top tier teams. So that's going to be a good game. The 2 games I'm going to watch, I mean, like real focus to look at. I'm going to look at everything, but Those two games, the Carolina LSU game and the Alabama Missouri game. But that's a toss up. If I had to choose somebody right now, I'm gonna go with Alabama because Alabama won some tough games.
Yeah.
Um,
They've
but
been
yeah,
in the mud already. And
hmm
Missouri, they 5-0, but not 5-0 against the SEC.
hmm
You know what I mean? So, and there's another big game out of Pac-10 is undefeated Indiana going to undefeated Oregon. I believe Oregon gonna beat them, but if it was on neutral field, it might have been a better game. But you go up there to Portland, that crowd, I don't see Indiana standing a chance. But I'm surprised
hmm
you ain't talking about, being that you live in Texas, about the biggest game of the year in Texas, the Red River
yeah,
rivalry.
yeah,
Oklahoma,
yeah, yeah,
defeated Oklahoma, going to Texas.
yeah. But see,
3-2.
Texas, it's gonna be hyped up and like it is every year. That's all everybody's talking about. It's a big game, but Texas is gonna lose that game because Archie Manning he not ready.
Texas, what happened?
Texas is gonna
You said
lose. Archie Manning not ready.
Texas. That's harsh coming from a Texan.
Nah, ain't no Texas now. I'm Texas by way of Carolina, but they yeah, Archie Manning he ain't ready. He
No,
not ready.
I believe he'll hurt himself if he try to come out this year. He need to stay one more year in college to get
The way he
seasoned.
playing, he
The way
need
he playing, if he
what is
try to
he
come out this year,
sophomore?
he'll hurt himself.
What is he sophomore? Because
Yeah,
he sat behind Urs last year,
yeah,
so this he need two more years. He don't even need to
yeah.
be thinking about NFL right now. He not even ready for the next. He can't even be a backup in the NFL right now.
No,
And if he was a backup, it's only because his uncles made some
yeah,
phone calls, or his granddad Archie Manning, made some phone calls like they did for his uncle.
yeah.
He
Eli,
not ready. He need Eli. Yeah, he need about 2 more years. Um, nah, he might need to stay till he a senior and
I
just try to stay healthy and learn as much as he can.
don't know if
You
he need to
would
stay that
think with
long.
all that football, but you would think growing up in a family like that, where your granddad played, your two uncles they played, your two uncles Super Bowl winners, you would think he would be more prepared for that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
he's not a bum. He just, to me, watching him play, he don't have that killer instinct that his uncles had.
But you can't teach that. You can't teach that. You can't
You got
coach
to be
that.
born with that.
You got to be born with it.
But to switch it up for the people, the WNBA fans, it's the WNBA Finals. Las Vegas is up 2-0 in the 7-game series, and it looks like they're gonna win tonight. So that's
Yeah,
another championship
I called
coming
that
back.
for
It's
Leah
another
Boston.
championship.
What's her name? Not Leah Boston, but Isaac Gray.
It's another championship going back to Vegas, and Isaac Wilson, South Carolina
Yeah,
alumni
yeah,
will be MVP again.
yeah.
And to my NBA fans, as you can see, I'm already ready for the start of the NBA season, starting the 21st of this month. So, what's your thoughts on who you predict to have good seasons and bad seasons this year in the NBA?
I'm gonna tell you who look good is them Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, on paper,
Dallas Mavericks.
they look dangerous.
Them
That
Dallas
Luka trade,
Mavericks.
people laugh at that Luka trade, but the Lakers got a post LeBron star, and the Dallas Mavericks got a future star in what's his name?
Flag.
Flag. So both of them, it was a win-win. But my take on it is
I will say about Dallas, he will be he's a rookie, so you can't expect too much.
see, the difference between him and Zion and maybe what's the guy from Memphis? The guard from Memphis, from South Carolina.
Ja Morant.
Yeah, the difference between him, Morant, and these other players, they came in happened to be the number one. Flag going to Dallas, he probably the fourth option. Because you still got all-star Kyrie Irving, all-star Anthony Davis that's going to lead the way. So Flag don't have to. You remember, I don't know if you remember this. You remember when Chicago Bulls drafted Tony Kukoc, high pick prospect, the year Jordan retired for that half a year, then he came back the next year. Okay, when Jordan came back, him and Pippen was the league. Tony Kukoc didn't have to tote the weight. So he was able to play free, helping them to 3 more championships. And that's the same thing. Yeah. I ain't saying that Dallas gonna win 3 championships, but I'm saying the same prospect.
I get it. Because you got Kyrie and AD.
Worry about carrying the weight like he did at Duke.
Dallas is loaded.
Dallas loaded right now. And they got the center that Anthony Davis can go back to his natural position, which is power forward.
You got Gafford and Likely, Kyrie, Flag, and AD. They loaded. They're gonna be hard to deal with.
Yeah, other than Dallas, oh man, I can't wait for the NBA season. Other than Dallas, I think OKC gonna get back because SJA, to me, he's that serial killer, and he got the 2 wingmen with him. But I got to see what's going on in Houston with Durant added to that mix that was already
I want to see that. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see how that's going to work out. With the pieces they got. Because they got rid of some people, but they kept some of those young dudes.
They kept all they starters.
No, basically, they got rid of some of them.
Starters. What's the
no? They got rid of some of them.
No, what's the white boy used to tell you? I mean, he played just like Jordan. They got their core people.
Yeah.
You know, the reason they was able to get Durant without giving up so much because he was a free agent.
Yeah.
But yeah, you all right over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to look up something.
Oh, okay.
Well, keep talking.
But yeah, I'm looking for them. And from the East perspective, I think it's gonna be the same song. But didn't they give up
They gave us
Milwaukee?
Dylan Brooks and Jalen
Yeah, Dylan
Green.
Brooks went to Orlando, but I don't think that's gonna win them no championship. But didn't Milwaukee give up Dame Leonard and sign who?
Yeah.
Oh, they signed that boy from Indiana.
But I think the reason why I said I want to see, yeah, Houston kept those pieces because Derrick Brooks, he's like your Brooks
Defensive
is
player.
like your
Brooks
yeah,
came
he's
from
like that dirty player. He's like that dirty player, like Draymond Green. He's like that. You
yeah,
know what I'm
Dennis Rodman.
saying? Yeah, but yeah, that's who it was. I know I couldn't think of his name because I remember him, coming out of Memphis.
Yeah,
But yeah,
But Dylan Brooks, he came off the bench in Houston. He wasn't a starter.
yeah, but he's still. But they kept him in the game a lot.
Yeah, they did. They kept him in the game a lot. But what I'm saying, they was
Yeah,
able to keep their starters and add Kevin Durant. So I got to see. I want to see Houston in action. But I think the
yeah.
West is going to be more entertaining than the East because the East didn't really do any major moves.
Mm-hmm.
New York didn't get better.
Yeah.
Indiana didn't get better. Philly still wobbling and hobbling. Milwaukee
Mm-hmm.
didn't get better. So I don't see the East really threatening the West right now because they didn't do
Mm-hmm.
nothing changed. But
Mm-hmm.
we almost out of time, and I want to get to this breaking news from the NCAA. For all y'all people who was concerned about the portal, it's not wide open like it was. Now it's regulated by the courts that you only have a 15-day window to transfer in the transfer portal. And it's from January the 2nd to January 16th. So, excuse me, I believe they did that just like the NBA got a trade deadline. The NCAA wanted a trade deadline because they can't stop it, but the transfer portal was getting too out of control.
Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with no trade deadline. That's people with power putting in controls. It's like
Yeah,
when I use the analogy of the way our country is run, right? People don't understand. You can't have a country that brings in over $30 trillion in revenue through taxes, GDP and all that, through how we buy and sell, right? Um, you can't have a country like that without those at the top of the pyramid putting things in place. Otherwise, you have chaos. So I'm pretty sure a lot of it had to do with those um, uh, college administrators, um, coaches um, complaining. It's like, man, we got to do something. We can't have this. This is the wild, wild west out here. We can't. We are
You can't
never.
have
You
a
know what I'm
player.
saying? But they,
You can't
it's
have
they. We
a star player all of a sudden upset at the coach, and at the middle of the season he jump in the transfer portal. You know what I'm saying? No. They had this regulated.
Yeah, it's people with power putting some controls in it. Like they got a chance to see it for the last 2, 3 years. They got a chance to see it. Like, okay, kids, we allow the kids to make their money, but we still have to have some restraints on it because their bottom line is if you're a 4 or 5 star player, we need you to stay at this school. So this is it might be the first of many regulations. Like they're not going to take away the money because they can't do that part, but they can put things in place where Alabama can go back to being Alabama because they can keep their players for. Because I can see this happening that instead of going from the first through the 15th of January is the portal only 15 days. You gotta already have your decision made. I can see
Mm-hmm.
them saying once you commit, you got to stay at that school for at least a year or at least 2 years
You can transfer again.
before you can move again. You get what I'm saying? I can
You
see
ain't
it
gonna be able
going that
to,
way where
you ain't gonna be able to move every time you get upset. Basically.
yeah, or chasing the dollar. You trying to get this school, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
somebody
Because
offer
some
you more
schools got
money.
bigger pockets.
Somebody offer you more money. Like hint, hint. What happened when Miami offered old boy more money? He left Georgia, and now he the quarterback at Miami.
Yeah. Um, that's I can see that. So that's all that is. That's just one of the first restraints to try to put a cap on it, and then it gives coaches, they know, okay, I got my team together because you can't leave. You don't like the system. I mean, yeah, it just controls. That's all. Just putting controls in place. That's all it is.
And yeah, that's basically control. But I want to thank the viewers for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that share button. But to switch from sports, I got a question I want to ask before we check out. Last episode we spoke upon all these shootings that have been going on a more serious
Hmm.
note. And
Hmm.
I wanted to ask you, what do you think about schools being armed and churches taking a step further, even churches being armed?
Yeah, we talked about that in the previous podcast. It'll be out soon, so you can get some of that content and what we talked about and discussed. But to piggyback off that, I just think we're at a time where, first of all, teachers should never be armed because you got to think safety within the classroom. But like in Texas, every school has to have a SRO, a security officer, armed security officer in every school. Um, and I think we're at that point, and that's sad to say, but we're at that point. Um, for the sake of safety, you have to have that. Now, as far as the church, you have to have that. We saw what happened, I believe it was Michigan. The guy drove the truck in, I don't understand. And obviously, they didn't have security. There's no way they didn't have security because he drove his truck in the building, had time to get out, start firing his weapons, and then go get some whatever gasoline, whatever, and then had time to set it on. So obviously, they had no security at all. Um, yeah, but I think you either have to get some brothers that, or get some men and women that are willing to do it that are already church members
Yes.
and have them go through the different training, arm themselves, and have them in place, in case something like that happens. Or hire, you can go to outside security agencies. Um, I know one here. If you listen to this and you need security, um, William Council Security Group. I work with them. That's something I do also. And they, we work with churches, uh, schools. It doesn't matter. If you have an event, party, so just check it out. It's Williams Council Security Group.
How do we
And some
contact
churches are doing.
how do they contact this William group if they needed to?
Just go to do the research. I mean, just go to the internet. Just type in Williams Council Security Group, and yeah, just contact them. And um, but yeah, we're at that point. We're at that point, sadly, but we're at that point where um, you should never, you never think that we ever need security in schools or church. Those are supposed to, like, children, and then you got to think who in the church. Most of them are elderly people, so you would think like our elderly and our children would be off limits, but they're not. So
Yeah,
you got
and
to think. Mhm.
when when I the reason that question came to my mind because you look at mass groups like football games, it's a strong police presence. Even the coaches get escorted by police, and
Mhm.
from high school all the way to college. And you don't see mass
Mhm.
shootings in those areas. You only see mass shootings where it's a soft spot with security,
Soft target.
movie theater,
Soft target. Yeah, soft target.
movie theater, churches, soft targets.
Mhm.
So, like me, I'm from South Carolina, and we had a church shooting about 10 years ago, and a guy came in and killed 9 people. Now,
Mhm.
he didn't go into a football game and do that because it was too many armed police officers. He went somewhere
Mhm.
where he knew was nobody armed. But
Mhm.
had one of those deacons been armed, he might have got off one shot, but that deacon might have saved the life of 8 other people.
He caught them off guard anyway because it was on a Bible study. So it was
Yeah, he
only.
put them off guard, but if you got armed
Yeah.
people, they always on alert. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you work security. If you work security at, if your security team be at a book study or class book giveaway, everybody else paying attention to that, but you paying attention to something else. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Had they had armed people that had they had armed deacons there or whatever, they would have been paying attention to more than just the Bible study. They'd have been paying attention to the security of everybody. So as soon as he knocked on the door, one of them would have went to the door.
Yeah. And then a lot of pastors, like I did like I brought up Williams Council Security Group, and and we have everything from unarmed security, level 3, which is armed security, and personal protection. That's like executive protection, bodyguard type work. And I did some executive protection work for a pastor. I can't, you won't know her, but if I said the church name, you would know the church you're affiliated with. So, um, I, a lot of pastors are going to that. Like they're not only implementing security within the church, but they are also having personal protection,
Yeah, but see
executive
that.
protection, security with them.
But my thing, the reason I brought this question up was not the mega churches, because most mega churches
No,
already security. I'm speaking
I'm
upon.
talking about any church. I'm saying if you got a 500 to 1,000 member church or a 200 member church, it doesn't matter. You have 50 people. You need security.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I brought the question up. I already know, like the mega churches, they got it because of the amount of money that's being moved around in there. But I'm talking about like the local mom and pop churches. Do you think it's time for them to either have armed deacons, like you say, go to the class, learn, and you got 2-3 deacons in there armed? These church shootings will take a back step because it's no longer a soft spot.
Yeah, we're definitely there where you have to arm yourself. Definitely there. Definitely. Well,
But
I want to say, what's up?
Oh no, go ahead. I was about to say what you finna say.
Oh yeah. So I was just gonna say, tell everybody thank you for watching. I hope you continue to support us and watch us. Like we've only been doing this for maybe a little around 4 weeks, a month, and I wanted to switch platforms over from StreamYard to Riverside. I thought it was a different quality. I think Riverside was better quality, but we're still trying to figure out the tech part of it. But as we continue to do this, we want to continue to grow and make the content better, and just improve everything, the flow of the show, everything. And so, but if you're watching, we just thank you, and we hope you continue to watch and support us. I noticed some of the shorts out there, we getting some viewership, but the subscribes are not going up. So just support us. Just hit the button, hit subscribe. Until next time, peace.